everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my betting analysis show here on Carl's Boxing Channel. Last week, I gave you my analysis on 3 fights that were on the docket for last weekend, and I'm proud to say that I was actually 2 out of 3 on those predictions, which is not a bad start for a young web series like this. Shields and Adams certainly delivered on the money line, though I'll admit that my prediction on the round prop side with Brian Chevalier and Carlos Zambrano went down in flames. And it went down harder than a stonk play in Wall Street. But I'm not blaming myself for that one. Rather, I'll place all the blame on Brian Chevalier rapid punching for the fences in a broader card that you could say was defined by shots to the back of the head, with the Chevalier fight and the fight before his all being defined by some form of shot or shots to the back of the head. Anywho, let's go ahead and move on to what's on the docket for this weekend and the 3 fights that I think have the most potential to make you a handsome profit. The first fight here will take place in Australia, and it is a flaming dumpster fire of a fight as Michael Zarafa takes on Anthony Mundine. Like the Clarissa Shields fight last week, my advice to you is to keep it simple and go for Michael Zarafa on the money line. Zarafa is a $20 favorite in this one, but he'll be going up against a 45-year-old man who lost 2 of his last 3 fights, and one of those losses came from Jeff Horn. Mr. Horn is a rather polarizing figure in his own right, and he recently got pummeled by Tim Tszyu in his most recent bout. And quite frankly, the money line is also the only plausible play in this giant sea of flames, since the round prop here is garbage at over and under 2.5. And I'm pretty confident that Anthony Mundine will not even come close to meeting that prop either way. And I'm pretty confident that Mr. Zarafa will hand Mundine his 4th loss. And here's a news flash for you, Anthony Mundine, especially if you're watching. Please retire. You're 45 years old. You lost 2 of your last 3 fights. Your career is going down the toilet. And quite frankly, you're not even relevant anymore. You had your time. Now it's time for you to move on and let someone else have the spotlight. Anyway, moving on here is our lone round prop play for this week. And do forgive me if I butcher the names of these 2. But you'll have Movladin Biazlanov taking on Juan Carlos Burgos. This one is going to be a 6.5 round prop either way. And my advice here is to take the over on this one, since I feel that this particular fight will be the one that will easily close that gap and ultimately go to the judges here. Our final fight on the docket for this weekend will be the return of David Benavidez. Benavidez is a 2-time middleweight champ, and he is looking to pick up where he left off against scrappy underdog Ronald Ellis. My advice here is kind of a 2-part affair, partly because analyzing this fight was way more interesting than talking about the flaming disaster known as Michael Zarafa versus Anthony Mundine, but also because you do have 2 potential plays here. If you want to keep it easy, go for Benavidez. Ellis is the underdog here, and he's going for the upset. Benavidez has a lot of power in his hands. He can walk down Ellis, and he can overwhelm him with strikes. But if you're feeling brave, lucky, insane, or even all 3, we won't judge you if you go over the 7.5 round prop here. Both of these fighters are pretty talented, and who knows? Stranger things have happened in this sport. I mean, Anthony Mundine is fighting in 2021. And again, please retire, Anthony Mundine. We won't miss you. And quite frankly, the world of boxing won't miss you either. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of our betting analysis show. We are trying out a new camera angle for this week, and I hope that it works for your betterment. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, please feel free to post those either on my YouTube channel or on the Carl's Boxing Channel Facebook page, which will go live this coming Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good evening watching the fights.